Okay, so hi, hello, welcome back to another Reading Bad Two-Sentence Horror Stories. Hopefully you all enjoyed the last video. By the time I'm recording this, I'm not too sure how that video got received, but I had a lot of fun because some of these stories are kind of wacky, to say the least. But yeah, so what I usually do, I read 30, but at this point, I might just not do like the number one this time around and just keep on reading them. Because I think I lost track last video. I'm not too sure. I recorded that video like 5 minutes ago, and I think I lost track, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, outside of that, let's get into it. So I'm just gonna keep on reading, and we'll see how many I can get into this video. So number one. Each year after summer camp, at least one of the students came back pregnant, which is pretty weird for our all-girls Christian school. That is a horror story. Number two. Also, I'm just gonna say number two. If I get the number wrong, no, bear with me. Number two. As I took my first steps on the moon, radio contact with home base was suddenly cut. I turned my gaze to look back home, but Earth was gone. Okay. Number three. I told my therapist I watched a girl drown when I was 15. I could have saved her, but I was too scared. I know, she said. She got up to lock the door. That was my daughter. Okay. Number four. I quickly put my name and the words "Do not eat" on a brown bag that contained my lunch and placed it in the back of the fridge, hidden behind several other items. Therefore, they cannot hold me liable for my coworker who died from a small amount of peanut butter that was mixed into it, and resulting in Larry's death because of his peanut allergy. That is a horror story right there. That is right there. Number five. My high school girlfriend and I made a pact to come back to each other if we were still single by 30. A promise is a promise, I thought as I began rocking the stool beneath my feet. Okay, that's dark. Number six. While looking at the news, I subconsciously figured out the murderer's random housebreaking pattern. My heart skipped a beat when I realized that I'll be announced dead on the news tomorrow. Okay. Number seven. When I offered one wish, I was immediately asked for the ability to teleport since I love traveling. It wasn't until I teleported to the opposite side of the world, my body instantly wasting away, that I realized that it burned the same amount of calories it would have if I had walked. Good setup, but failed execution. Number 8. The judge shakingly asked, "What compelled you to murder all those innocent children?" I answered, "All babies go to heaven." All babies go to heaven, sir. Number 9. "I found it!" I exclaimed, grabbing the doll my daughter had been asking for off the store shelf. I turned around to hand it to her, but only to see an empty cart. Yeah, that's a horror story. Number 10. "I didn't ask to be born," my daughter screamed at me. I didn't reply. Just grabbed a box of condoms and set the time machine for December 19th, 2008. Number 11. Staring at my wife's dangling lifeless body, I broke down. The ladder and wiped down anything that could tie me to her suicide. Okay. Number 12. A free brain chip that could fix blindness was a dream come true for millions. Until you couldn't pay the sudden monthly fees, then the things they made you see would make you wish you couldn't. Number 12. I think I'm on number 12. I lost count already. "You shouldn't let me drive home, so you don't end up like those 5 girls that got butchered," said my date. As I closed the car door, I realized the news had only mentioned the girls were missing. Just 3 more years, I mumbled to myself as I stared at her most recent suitor. His untimely disappearance will continually strengthen her and my relationship. Number 14. When my daughter woke up from her 5-month-long coma of amnesia, I vowed to help her remember exactly who she was before she lost her memories. Of course, I was careful to avoid mentioning anything that might make her remember her shortly before her coma. She began telling me that she was a boy. Jesus. Okay, number 14. Has this going to be 14 part 2? I don't know. You shall become the animal you eat, the speaker said as I saw everyone transform into farm animals. As I stayed human, they all stared at me. Huh, okay. Number 15. I told my psychiatrist, Natalie, that I no longer feel obsessed about anybody. Natalie understood because Natalie is very clever, and Natalie knows that I feel the urge to kill only when I'm fixated about someone. So, Natalie signed my discharge form. Natalie is very clever. Okay, number 16. 9 months ago, I made a deal with the devil to give him my firstborn child in exchange for my wife's. But when she said, Dada, and ran to me, I thought that she was horribly disfigured, so I shook my head, pushed her away, and told the officer that it wasn't her. What the fuck? Number 18. 911, what's your emergency? I asked just like many times today. I almost fainted when on the other side I recognized my daughter whispering, Daddy's home. Number 19. After being reincarnated as the father of my bully, I made sure his life was living hell. As I watched him take his anger and sadness out on my former body, I realized my mistake. That's some like anime type shit right there. Number 20. Biting into my sandwich, I disgustedly spat out a gold ring. I wondered where it came from. My question was soon answered when I bit into the other half of the sandwich, and I spat out a severed finger. Okay. Number 21. The entire way home, I felt as though I was followed, yet I could see no one behind me. I suddenly stopped before setting my foot onto the ground, and froze when I heard another shoe hit the ground behind me. Number 22. It's a boy! He screamed with delight as the doctor revealed the results. I never cared which sex my offspring was, but my heart sank as I remembered how many times he drove me to the clinic in order to receive this result. Okay. Number 23. Tears streamed down my face as I stared at the stamped 95 on my paper. As my family looked on sadly, I shoveled into the sub 100 IQ line, knowing what was coming next for me. Huh, okay. I think it was number 23. That IQ one fucked me up. My wife has ruined my life for so long that I finally hired a hitman. As we sit having lunch, I see him approach, and smile knowing that she'll never be able to forget my exploding face. Huh, okay. So you hired a hitman to end himself. Okay. Number 24. My wife hasn't aged a day in 5. Number 26. In exchange for a firstborn child, the devil gave me the ability to travel through time. The devil took my sister, and our deal was complete. Okay. Number 27. Be careful while chopping the tomatoes, I said to my 15. This one could be I can see this one being a horror movie. I think this is 27. Yeah, fuck it. A pretty girl on a train handed me a box of chocolates with her number written on the top and gave me a shy smile as she got off. Excited, I forced myself to wait a bit before texting her, but when I hit send, the unopened box of chocolates suddenly began to beep. Huh. Number 28. My boyfriend tied me up and told me he was going to eat my cat. I was excited at first until I realized he wasn't referring to the sex act. He ate her cat. I was like, he was going to eat her clussy. There we go. Okay, I think this is 28 now. Or the last one was 28. This one's gonna be 28. Fuck it. Oh yeah, I'm nutting. Oh yeah. Oh fuck. There's blood. Oh shit. I'm dying. Okay, number 9. Number 29. There you go. Dark outhouse. The spider bites on my head. The spider bites the head of my penis as I sit down. I wonder if that Black Widow. I wonder if it was that Black Widow I saw this morning. And last but not least, number 30. Unfortunately, sir, the tapeworm has managed to evade itself into your bladder. I was terrified at first, although as the nurse pulled and pulled, the 20 odd meter worm out through the end of my penis, I realized I never felt anything so wonderful before. That guy just found out sounding. Okay, so first off, I'd like to say sorry if I repeated a couple of numbers, so it's maybe a lot more than 30. I think you guys can understand that the content just makes you fucking lose track because you're reading it and you're just like, what the fuck? Especially the last one. The dude found out sounding exists. I'm not going to explain what that is, but hey, more power to him. He found his new thing. But yeah. Also, I do want to say, thank you guys so much for clicking on the video. By the time of me recording this, I did lose a couple of subscribers, but hey, it is what it is, though. But, I do want to say, thank you guys so much for watching the video, if you guys made it all the way through. Yet again, sorry for me fucking up the timing and all that stuff, or really just say number 1. I usually have a full list that I go off from, that was like 1 to 30. But this time around, I just didn't. So, sorry about that. But hopefully it was still good. Hopefully you all enjoyed reading the bad 2 cents of horror stories. And I want to keep you guys here any longer. All links down below, Ko-Fi link and all that stuff. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye everyone.